Hey guys, how you doing today? So I told myself that I didn't need to buy any new makeup for a while because I've got a lot. Too many subscription boxes, too many impulse buys. But then I found out that Raw Beauty Kristi, a YouTuber that I have watched a long time, who also lives here in Washington, finally got a collaboration with ColourPop. She has loved ColourPop forever. I mean, like forever, forever, right? And she's made comments about wanting to collaborate with them for a long time, and it finally happened. So, since A, she's awesome, B, she lives in the Pacific Northwest and totally used Pacific Northwest colors for this, and the fact that I'm a sucker for a good collection, yeah, I bought them all. So, let me show you what is in here. So the first thing is the palette, which is at Forest Sight. I know, great pun, right? ColourPop always has fun named things. And it's in the cardboard recycling type packaging. Well, probably not fully recyclable because there's metal pans, but it's the same on the inside as it was in the box. And here are the lovely, lovely colors. Aren't they fantastic? So it starts here, top here with color Puffball, sorry, which is a type of mushroom, and then Chanterelle, which of course is also a mushroom. Rainier, as in our beautiful big mountain up here. Old Growth is over here. Then we have Amantia, which I believe is another, wait, sorry, I read it backwards. That one's Evergreen. And then Homegrown, nope, I'm sorry, I'm doing bad here. West Coast, then Homegrown, and then Amantia, which I believe is another mushroom. And then we have Fiddlehead, which is a fern. Emerald City, which is what we all call Seattle up here. PNW, which stands for Pacific Northwest. And then Let It Rain. And as you see, most of them are matte, but there are a couple of shimmery. I think there's just the 3 shimmers. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 that are shimmery. And they're all like absolutely gorgeous. Like, I love that evergreen. It has a really pretty shift to it. Now, in addition to this beautiful palette, she also did 4 Color Shock shadows. So here's the 4. And I love that even although the packaging is just mushrooms and forest and evergreen, and that's just totally who she is, but it's also very much the Pacific Northwest. Like, I feel this in my bones. I'm a true Washingtonian through and through. Technically, I was born out of state because my dad was in the Navy, but both families are from here, and I was back in the state by the time I was a year old. I don't count California as my home state. Washington as my home state. So here's the first one. This is Olympic. Oh, I should have taken the lid off. I love that green of the packaging. But this is Olympic, which is one of the mountain ranges here. We have 2 major mountain ranges. We have the Cascades, which split the state into 1/3 and 2/3. And let me tell you, the difference of climate between the mountains and the east and the mountains and the coast is 2 totally different worlds. We are the West Coast, half of it. We are, as my mom calls it, the wet side. We are the east side of the mountains is very much your typical 4 seasons. It gets hot in the summer, it gets cold in the winter and snows, fall, changing color leaves, everything. It is what you expect. The west side of the mountains, I jokingly say, we do still have 3 seasons here. We have spring, which is mostly wet and warm. Summer, which is mostly dry and warm. Fall, which is mostly wet and cold. And winter, which is mostly dry and cold. And that's about right. It really is. I mean, we do get year-round rain, but it's not as bad as most people think. So the Cascades is that one mountain range. The Olympic mountain range that this color is for, the Olympic, that is out on the peninsula, that little arm that sticks out on the northwest corner of our state. And there are some beautiful mountains there. Rainier is in the Cascades, but there is the Olympics are pretty as well. All right, sorry, now that I've gotten all of these open, Sorry, I'm babbling about our state. The next Super Shock is called Like a Moss. I love that she used the play on like a boss, but moss, because moss is everywhere around here. Like, if your yard isn't half moss, you're working very hard at your yard. It's kind of a gold green shift. It doesn't really translate very well on the camera, the gold part of it, but it's beautiful. That's all you need to know. And then there's Campfire, which camping is such a great thing around here. Let me tell you, we camp in the rain. We don't care. But there's nothing like a great campfire, honestly. I mean, it's pretty fantastic. And then the last Super Shock is Mycelium, which I didn't know what that was, but apparently mycelium is the type of network that fungus mushrooms grow in. But yeah, it's really pretty. I don't have time to do a look with these right now, but I do intend on doing one either later this evening or tomorrow, and I'll add it to the video. So don't get bummed that I'm not digging into them. I just don't feel like digging into them right now. So there is also 3 cream gel liners. Now, I've never tried the ColourPop cream gel liner, so this will be a new one for me. But from what I've seen on people's impressions of this collection and Kristi's own video, apparently they're really smooth, they're really silky, and they look really cool in your waterline. So we will be checking that out. So there's 3, like I said, and they are the colors of the tubes. So first there's Marigold, like the flower. Then there's Spare Thyme, spelled T-H-Y-M-E, like the herb. And then there's, shoot, I forgot this one. Oh, Woodsy is the brown one. So there's the 3 of those. And then, last but not least, there is 2 Luxe glosses. I'm not a huge gloss fan. I find them a lot of times to be sticky, and then my hair gets caught in them because I have flyaway, fine as hell hair. But I figured I'd try them. Sometimes I like putting a little gloss on top for a look. So, sorry, this does not want to open for me. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's pretty. I mean, I knew they were pretty, but that's not the point. The first one is called Glacier. Now, from what I see, this one is pretty clear. Like, it is... Let me get my hoodie off my arm here. It's shimmery, but it'd be a great topper, honestly. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at it. Can you even see it there? Oh. It smells almost vanilla-like. But it's a very simple, just shimmery. And then the other one is called Wildflower, which is this light pink. And I actually need gloss anyways, so we're going to put it on. And again, it's just a really simple, it's sheer, mostly sheer. Oh, it's not sticky. Like a lot of, not as sticky, I should say, as a lot of glosses are. But again, like I said, it's just a really simple light pink, shimmery. The whole collection is just absolutely gorgeous. And like I said, I don't really have time to do a look right this second, but I will either do a look when I get off work tonight or in the morning before I start work tomorrow, because tomorrow I have a video meeting, and so I might as well do my makeup for it. I will be back. Okay, I don't guarantee I'm fully awake, but let's do a look with this at Forest Sight beautiful palette from Raw Beauty Kristi and ColourPop. Now, I decided to put on some nice wine red. It's coming off a little brighter on camera than it actually is in person, but usually the eyeshadows do too. But I thought that would be a good color to wear with these, because then I can play with maybe some of the oranges, and probably mostly gonna go like this top row, maybe these 2 here. I debated between wearing green and purple and red, because those colors all would go so good with this palette, but decided to go with the red today. So, what am I looking for? Told you, I might not be really awake yet. Alright, I'm starting off with my Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, because that's what I usually use on my eyelids for primer. Now, I did get a primer, sticky pigment primer base in my BoxyCharm. It is so sticky, I couldn't get shit to blend. So, I don't know if that'll ever actually get used. or if it'll only get used for like cut creases and glitters, because dang man, it was bad. I mean, it was so sticky. I seriously could not blend to save my life. Like, I thought I didn't like the eyeshadow palette because I didn't think it could blend because of that base. But I was smart enough to give it a second chance with normal base, and it was just fine. And this concealer can actually be used as a base like this. It can be used for your actual concealer. It can be used for highlighting, and a lot of people even use it for full-on foundation, which I've never used it as a full foundation before, honestly. I have a feeling the cat's going to try to jump up here. I can hear her at my feet cooing. She's very cute. She's also very invasive. What's up, Harry? Where'd you go? Well, she was by my feet. I know, I heard her. Maybe she decided to just sit somewhere else in the room. I don't know. What's going on over here? I can feel goop in my eye. It is morning. I am barely awake. But I thought I already got all the goop out of my eye. Alright. Our eyes are primed. So let's see, what do we want to start off with? I'm just going to grab a fluffy brush like this. And I think we're going to start off with Old Growth up here, this really light one. Just kind of right up underneath the brow. Oh, that's darker than I expected it to be. It'll be fine. At least it's still a pretty light color for right underneath the brow bone. There is a little bit of fallout in the pan, which I know bothers some people, but as long as you're careful and you either tap the excess off on your brush or lightly put it on, you shouldn't have any problems with fallout on your face. I got that a little strong there. Yeah, see, that's not bad at all. I know it's not everybody's thing to go all the way up to their brows, but I don't have a lot of real estate up there, and so I do go all the way to my brows. And don't worry, I will color them in later. Okay, so what's next? I think I want to go to Chanterelle next, this lovely yellow, and see, maybe right along in here. Maybe not. I don't know, we'll see. It's like really yellow. It's pretty, don't get me wrong, it's really yellow though. It's more yellow than I expected. I'm not usually a yellow person. It's just my skin tone is not right for yellow. Like, I don't, yeah. We're going to have to do something with that. It's not going to be able to stay that kind of yellow, but let's just match the other side. And yes, I realize it does two totally different ways, but the end effect is the same, so whatever. What we're going to do is build that up here. Not quite enough up there. Oh, Jesus. Did I just make that way too high? There's no balance in my life this morning. It's... What time is it? It's only 7. If you know me well, you know that at 7, I am not awake. I am so not awake. And see, here's the beauty of doing only your eyes first. You get a little bit down here. Oh, no problem. Clean it up. Put a little more... Well, concealer will end up down there anyway, so... Concealer or foundation will end up down there anyway, so... Alright, I did get the Chanterelle a little bit high on this side, but it'll be okay. It is really nice pigment. Very pigmented colors. It's not staying that yellow or orange or whatever color you want to call that. Let's see. Sorry, it's just cleaning out the yellow of that brush just in case I need that fluffy again. Alright, let's see. What color? What does Rainier look like? Rainier's pretty. Ooh, Homegrown's pretty. Oh, that's it. Amantia. Ooh, look at that color. That Amantia, that is like basically the color of my shirt. Alright. Wash that off my hands. Otherwise I'll end up with it everywhere. And I'm just going to go in with a little blending brush. I think this is an SL Miss Glam. I don't know. Cut it out of something. I'm going to put this out here in this corner. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. Feed it into that yellow. Amantia, I believe, is another mushroom. I know that Fly Amantia is a potion ingredient in a lot of RPG video games. And it's always a mushroom in video games. So I assume they pull that from somewhere and that it's a real life mushroom as well. Oh, that is really a pretty combo. Isn't it? I like it. Oh, now I feel like I've got something in the corner of this eye. Ooh, I totally had something in the corner of that eye. Gross. Well, morning crusties. It happens, especially when you have allergies like I do. It happens. Let me tell you. See if we can build a little more of that and keep it, get it darker. Keep some of the fade going, but get it darker here in this corner. Yeah, it builds pretty well, actually. Really well. I should have a real mirror over here too and not just be doing this in the camera. I know it sounds silly, but honestly, a lot of things look different in the camera than they do on your actual face. You should always have a real mirror to check how things are looking. Oh no, it still looks good, even in the mirror, in the real mirror. Now I feel like I gotta shuffle things around on my desk so that I actually have room. I'm still in process of cleaning, organizing, and rearranging the craft room so that it's easier to do things. It needs to be up higher. Ooh, don't knock over. Ooh! Oh, geez. In trying to get something to make my mirror sit up higher, I almost knocked over a highlighter palette that's sitting on the shelf up there behind me. And then trying to save that from falling and still get that out of there, I almost knocked over the whole ring light and camera setup. So I'm doing great this morning. I'll be shocked if this looks good at the end because I am so not awake yet. So not awake. All right, that's a little bit more. I feel a kitty by my legs. Hi, Harry. There's not room up here for you, baby. Yeah, sit in the other chair, sweetie. There's another chair right behind me. Can you see it? And right there, there's another chair. The other day, I was sitting here working, and all of a sudden I heard noises behind me. I was like, what is going on behind me? I was like, is a cat in here? Because I didn't think she was. I turn around, and she's just sitting in that chair looking all innocent and staring at me. Like, straight up staring. I'm like, dude, creeper much? But yeah, she was just being a little creeper in the chair behind me. And then a couple hours later, I hear another noise behind me, but it's a different noise. It's kind of a plasticky noise. And I was like, now what has she gotten herself into? A box of costume stuff. That's what she had gotten herself into. And that costume stuff had at least one costume that was in a plastic bag of some sort. You know, like the ones that they're sold in. You know, those little cheap plastic, well, not really cheap plastic, but you know, plastic, and they have the little plastic snaps that shut them back up. Yeah, it was there was one costume in there that was in that kind of a bag, and she was getting herself comfortable, and it was crackling and making noise underneath her feet, and I was cracking up. I'm like, really, cat? Just, you know, creep me out while I'm trying to work. Why not? Such a weirdo. All right, that is, I don't know what I did up here, but I did not blend that really well. So I'm going to grab a clean dry brush with a little bit of that old growth. I mean, the tiniest bit of that old growth, and try to smooth this out up here because I lost that color edge up there. There we go. It's not as bad on this side. Like, I just did something weird up there and it did not blend well. There we go. And now I'm going to grab, no, I'm just going to leave it as it is and just try to right here get that blended a little. Sometimes you don't necessarily want more color. You just want the colors you already have to blend better. And you can just use, maybe I did need a little bit of chanterelle. Just a little bit of chanterelle. Right here. Blend that back out. Sometimes you don't necessarily need more color. You just need to move it around. And grabbing a clean, dry brush to do that, or only a hint of one of the colors on that brush helps do that. I'm just trying to make them look even. This one still has a little bit of that mancha on it, because I notice this side's more red in the front corner than the other side is. Okay, now they're pretty even. All right, put those babies down. Now I'm actually gonna go, which one do I want? One of the Super Shocks. Do I want Mycelium? Or Olympic? Let's see which one I want. Or maybe I want West Coast from out of the pan here. Let's see, there's Mycelium. Ooh. No, that's Mycelium. Okay. So maybe Mycelium. I'm just swatching on the back of my hand because I don't... Oh, that's pretty. Look at those. Aren't they pretty? So this one's Olympic. This one is Mycelium. And that is West Coast out of the pan. You know, I think we will go for West Coast. I really thought I was going to use a Super Shock. But I think I'm going to use a Super Shock for highlighter versus using a real highlighter. All right, let me get those off my fingers because that is not how we want to do this. I mean, we do want to put it on with our finger, but we don't want it gross. All right. So I was just getting some of the fallout out of the pan. So I'm going in with West Coast. It's just that really pretty gold. I'm just going to tap some on right here. And then kind of sweep it back. That is so pretty. So pretty. All right, that was the ticket. Having that chanterelle underneath it for a base just really makes it pop, doesn't it? Because, I mean, you still get that gold shimmeriness over the mancha, but it's just so much more bright and stunning over the chanterelle. Yeah, I like it. All right, let's get some base on here so we can do our under eye. Do I want... No, let's do that first, actually. Hold on. I have a mug that is full of eyeliners and mascaras and brow products. That might be a little weird, but I want a super tiny... Look how tiny this is. It's a marker one, but look how tiny it is. It's super cute. If for when you just want the tiniest little bit of something. I don't think I really want the tiny one, though. Where's the fatty? Here's the fatty. Where's the middle ground? Oh, I'm trying to figure out just how much of a wing I want. Yeah, let's go for the fatty. This would be the fatty sister to the skinny guy. All right, so look at the size of this bad boy. It is huge. I don't know that necessarily means it makes it easier to do a big fat wing, but in theory it kind of does. Must have hit my mouse. My computer is behind the camera and all of this craziness of makeup. And I think I hit my mouse because all of a sudden my monitor came on. I'm like, why is my monitor on? I don't need the computer. I'm not working yet. Technically, I don't start until 8:45, but I do tend to do overtime. Hi, baby girl. I have a cat next to my knee over here all of a sudden. There's not room up here for you, baby girl. It's covered in makeup. Oh, I poked my eye. I don't know how I did that. An effort to not close my eye while doing this. Somehow I just lost control up in the front corner and just poked myself in the eyeball with eyeliner. That's just fantastic. So talented. All right. Big fatty wing. Done. And I'm going to go for, oh, that was by NYX, by the way. It was NYX, that's the point eyeliner. And the style is put a wing on it. So when I was saying that it's the big sister, the little skinny dude here, this one's hella fine. Sorry, an alarm just went off on my phone. For the lashes, we're going to go in with the 5 Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions, which I love because I have decent lashes that are just blonde. And this makes them look a little, well, definitely makes them look darker. Makes them look just a little longer and a little thinner, and they actually look pretty darn good. Because I don't feel like wrestling with fake lashes this morning. I did think about it because I have a pair that are black with red on the tips, and I thought for a second, and I also have a pair that's black with yellow, and I was like, oh, one of those could be really kind of fun. But then I remember that I can't leave those on all day because they're too long and they smack my glasses, which annoys the crap out of me. And also, I just don't feel like it. I fight with lashes. I wear them sometimes, but dude, I fight with them. I have learned some tricks. I am getting better at it, but some days it's just not worth it. All right. I do have an idea what I want to do on the lower lash line. I just need to get my concealer and such. I need to get my base taken care of before I can do that. Because I'm a backwards girl. I'm a eyes first. And it really truly is, because then if you mess up, you get fallout, whatever, you don't have to worry about it. You haven't done your base yet. And people have all kinds of tricks for that, of course, you know. Put some loose powder underneath your eyes before... That looked like crap. Putting loose powder underneath your eyes to catch anything and easily brush it away. Using something of your base to get it off. You know, there's a lot of tricks, but personally, my favorite trick is just do the eyes first. I totally screwed up the other side's under eye while I was talking, but hopefully I can clean that up when I put on my base. Because, yeah, I made a mess. Might need a Q-tip and some concealer. Alright, there we go. We have lashes. Oh my gosh. Alright. So now, let's go ahead and use the Benefit Brow. This is the Benefit Brow Contour Pro. It has 4 colors up here. 2 are your eyebrow colors. 2 are colors to go around the edge of it to fix it if you screw up in any way. I don't do anything crazy with my eyebrows. I don't tweeze them. I don't wax them, thread them, whatever. I leave them their natural shape. And when I put on color, when I do my brows, I don't try to alter that shape. I just follow it because I have naturally good shaped brows. They're just, you know, blonde and hard to see. So if they're not exactly perfect from one side to the other, that's because I'm just following their natural. And naturally, they're not going to be exactly perfect on both sides. All right. This is another thing that I got in either Boxy or Ipsy because I have a hard time spending a lot of money on makeup when I don't know how it's going to perform. I have a hard time. Okay, I have a lot of makeup in general, which means I've spent a lot of money on makeup, but I have a hard time spending a lot on one item. That's probably a more accurate statement. I have a hard time spending a lot of money on one item. Like in BoxyCharm, there was a Natasha Denona palette. It was a 5-pan palette. It was beautiful. It was a nice, pretty set of nudes, and it went on beautifully once I wasn't using the super sticky base that was making it impossible to blend. They're really nice eyeshadows, but it's $48 for a 5-pan. I would never spend $48 on a 5-pan. I had to talk myself into buying a palette that was $52 that had, I don't know how many are in the Jeffree Star ones now that I think about it, but a lot of pans, a lot more. It's more like 8, 15, maybe 20, pans. And I had a hard time paying $52 for that. So I'm not going to spend almost that much on something that doesn't even have that much in it. Like, yeah, no. It's just not me. I don't know. I guess I grew up poor, okay? That's the truth of it right there. I grew up poor. I'm thrifty. I'm cheap. I'll say it. I'm cheap. Anytime I can save money, sales are my friend. I'm all about that thrifty life, man. I just can't. It's not in my blood to be able to just spend money willy-nilly on stuff. Way more money on something just for a brand name. If I can get something similar or the same for a lot less money. In fact, at Ulta, the Buxom Cosmetics, they have these build your own palettes, right? You can buy the individual eyeshadows for more than I would ever want to spend on an individual shadow. Or you can put 6 of them in a pan for $35. I have almost the exact same colors in a Buxom palette as were in that Natasha Denona palette. And I got one more than what was in there for $13 less. Wait. Yeah, $13 less. And I had a hard time spending $35 on 4 eyeshadows. 6 eyeshadows, sorry. 6 eyeshadows. Because that seemed like a lot for 6 eyeshadows. So, yeah, as you can imagine, there are a lot of things I won't buy just because of the brand name. Because, what if I don't like it? Which is where subscription boxes actually are really helpful. Because then, if you're like, man, that is an expensive brow product, what if I don't like it? Do I really want to spend that much money on it and then use it once or twice, decide I hate it, and then I've got this expensive product chilling here, expiring eventually, that I'm never going to use? That's me. That's exactly my mindset. Is what if I hate it? What if it goes to waste? Because waste was of course, when you grow up poor, you grow up with a hate for waste because nothing gets wasted. Everything gets passed down. Everything, leftovers get eaten. You buy on a budget. You use things until they're dead. You should see the pan of some of my things. In fact, if you go back on older videos, you'll probably see this. I had I had a smaller one of these bronzer from the Balm, and they're not exactly cheap. And I got it in one of my subscription boxes. I literally used it until I was digging in the corners of the pan. I had bought this one on sale to replace it, and I still used it down to the corners of the pan. So, yeah. But, so that any of the high-end things, the first time I use it, I either got it on a super duper sale or it was in a subscription box. Because I don't like spending a ton of money on something I don't have to. The Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions, I bought that one again. I got it in a subscription box. I loved it. I used it to death. Literally, I used it till I couldn't use it anymore. And I did buy that one again, even though it's a little pricier, because that stuff is freaking amazing. That's all there is to it. It's amazing. And so that's one of the things I actually really like about ColourPop. They're not expensive. The entire thing was $84, I believe. And it was, let's see how many are in here. It's a 12-pan palette, 4 Super Shocks, 3 eyeliners, and 2 lip glosses for $84. That's actually pretty good. And like their little 9-pan pellets, which I have a few of behind me over there. All the makeup is actually right over there. Except for a couple palettes that are chilling up here. But they are very reasonable and they're good quality. And that's one of the reasons why I really have a hard time spending more money for a name, because you don't have to spend that much for the name to get quality. This is quality and it is amazing. And I love this. And I didn't have to break the bank doing it. I mean, yeah, $84 is kind of a lot to spend all at once on makeup, but you get a lot for it. So I don't find that to be a bad deal. You know, if you want better than drugstore, but you don't want to break the bank, that is what I like about ColourPop, is that it is affordable and it is nice. They have good formulas, they have pretty colors, you know, they've got a lot of options. Which is actually one of the reasons why Raw Beauty Kristi has always been a big fan. Good formulas, good prices. And I think it's great that she finally got to get a collab. Sorry, this is not cleaning off very well. With ColourPop. Because she has been such a fan and such a promoter of ColourPop for so long, you know. I think it's awesome that she got to do a collab with them. All right, so that was the Amanta, by the way, that I put there. And this is just a skinny brush. And this is Chanterelle on here now that I'm just going to do on the inner corner. What? Should have grabbed a little more for the other eyeball. There we go. And then, oops, I don't know why I closed that. Wasn't done with that. I'm going to grab some of that West Coast and brighten up the inside corner right here. Over the top of Chanterelle. Very pretty. Thought I saw something on the side of my nose there. I love doing that. Just a little bit of shimmery or bright on the inside corner to really make it pop. All right, now there's one other thing we're going to do. Again, why did I put down that eyeliner? Well, because I'm probably going to need to use the other mirror for this. So I'm just trying to clean my brush as I go. That's one of the reasons why I keep a makeup wipe next to me, is that I am not likely to go clean all of my brushes all at once, but I am likely to kind of get the major of it off on my makeup wipe. So I'm going to grab, I'm going to grab this one. What was this one called? Marigold, right? Duh, Marigold. It's bright yellow. It's pretty, it's the, little twist up type. I'm going to put it in my waterline right here. This is so creamy and so easy to put into your waterline. I just realized I never set my face. Oh wow, I'm doing great this morning, aren't I? So awake, I swear. There we go. Oh, I like it. It just kind of brings that, it really actually kind of makes it look even brighter. But it kind of brings that yellow back down and around. I'm just going to grab a different dry one of these and just kind of smudge out a little. I don't have any product on it. It's just dry. But I want to kind of smudge this a little bit so it's not so harsh of a line. See the difference that makes? Just smudging it that little bit. There was literally no product on this brush. I just smudged it out. And that's it. But it makes such a big difference. Actually, I'm going to smudge this a little too. Alright. Smudge this side because it's right up. I got it right up around that wing, so I gotta smudge it good. All right, there we go. Oh, I didn't grab my setting spray when I came over here to sit down. Jesus. See, and what's funny is that even though there was nothing on that brush when I started, there's something on the brush now, of course, because we smudged it out. All right. Oh, come on, get in there. Sorry, my brush doesn't want to go back in its spot. Wow, sorry, all of a sudden the cat's fountain in the other room just started making a horrible noise. I didn't grab powder of any kind. Good job. All right, well, by now this is all dried down and I don't need powder anyways, so I'm just gonna suck it up and keep going. I don't know why her fountains just started making so much noise. This is Take Home the Bronze in Oliver by the Balm Cosmetics, because I probably could have found a color in there to use as a bronzer, but I don't feel like trial and error when I know this works on me. So we're just gonna do our usual. I have very well defined cheekbones, as you can tell here. So I just go from the cheekbone down and underneath the chin to help shadow the double chin. Not a big fan of my double chin, okay? I mean, who is, really? All right, that's that. I'm going to grab this. Actually, do I want to try? No, don't do it. This is Bang Beauty Smoked Peach blush. If I can get it open. Why is it being weird? Smoked Peach. Oh, you can see a little bit of pan. You can tell I like this one. It's just a nice, subtle peach color. My favorite blush. Because people always say, you should put some color back into your skin. I'm like, what color? I don't have color. I'm pale. I mean, there is a little bit of redness to my complexion without makeup, but it's not, I don't have color. I don't have like a natural blush. But now we have blush. Now we're good. All right. That's it. I don't really contour my face. I guess I could put it in the corners, but I don't. I just don't. Now, this is the Mycelium Super Shock Shadow. That doesn't look very clean, does it? It looks like it's got a remnants of a couple of things in there. See if we can knock a little bit of whatever's in there out. All right, we're going to just grab a little bit of that Mycelium. Did I get it on there? I don't even know if I got it on there. It's so light you can't even see it really. Oh yeah, it's on there. I just thought that Super Shock with its shimmer could be a really good highlighter. Maybe I need to put it on with my finger and then buff it out with a brush. Because I'm not getting, yeah, let's do that. There we go, that's better. And then we'll buff it out. I just wasn't getting very much on the brush. I feel like the Super Shocks almost do better with your fingers. They're so soft too, like seriously soft. Still have a little on my finger. I'll stick it on the end of my nose. Maybe up the nose. Oh, I'm telling you, I don't know what I'm doing today. A little bit on the bridge. Honestly, right now, usually I just highlight up the middle, so I'll put a little bit here and a little bit here and kind of spread it out in between. I usually put a little at the top of my lip on the Cupid's bow and maybe the middle of my chin. Now, what we're gonna do, I'm so bad. I never grab lip liners. I do own lip liners. Like, they exist in my collection. I am just not real good about using them. I should be better about it. I mean, I've gotten a few lip liners intentionally to match lipsticks that I love, but then I've also gotten them in subscription boxes. And it's pretty funny, actually, because I'm not a lip liner person. really. I forget about it frequently. Frequently. The other ones I purchased myself were NYX ones, where they're the same name, the same brand, same name, clearly the same color as the lipstick, because then you know it matches. I'm not a big do it one color, do your liner one color, put something else on your lips type of person. It's just not really my style. I do sometimes put a topper. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this beautiful red. It's Styles by J, stylesbyjlee.com. Number 26. It just has a number. It doesn't have a color name, but it is a stunning color and it really matches this shirt. So we're going to put this on. Isn't it pretty? I mean, I kind of have a ridiculous amount of red lipstick. Not gonna lie. Had a dry spot on my lips, sorry. What I really need is chapstick, it feels like, but we need color. Alright, there's our red. It's such a pretty red. Like, seriously, I love this red so much. Then I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this Luxe Gloss in the color Glacier because it's so pretty and so shimmery, and we're just gonna put it on top. I always worry about trying to put a gloss on top of a color because I don't want that color to get back into the gloss container. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Oh, come on. I don't want to put it back in there. Well, not yet. Wipe it off first. Like, legitimately wipe it off with a makeup wipe to get the color out, and then Kleenex so I don't get makeup remover into my lip gloss, because that'd be gross. I do feel like I need a little more, though, on this outside over here. Oh, it was like hanging off. There we go. I have to clean the wand off again. I'd say the payoff is pretty good, though. It's such a pretty shimmer color. It works great. And that red is a matte, so it would not have been so shimmery. I also am a big fan of taking a shimmery gloss or a shimmery eyeshadow and putting it over a matte color and adding to it. And what I'm going to do is, this one is Olympic. I'm going to take just a little bit of Olympic and put it right here in the middle. And then work it in. Just to give that extra bit of shine right in the center. Oh yeah, I totally dig it. Totally dig it. Well, there we go. There is my look. My look using the new Raw Beauty Kristi collab with ColourPop. I really love these colors. Like, seriously love these colors. It's a great look. And I love how well she represented the Pacific Northwest in these colors and her styles. And I love her in general. She's just such a nice lady. And I love watching her videos too. So there we go. I'll grab the setting spray and spray over the top of this. I just forgot to grab it. It's somewhere behind me and I don't want to make the video any longer than it already is. So have a great day, everybody. Bye.